forecast here. Go ahead, Andy.
So, Ryan, one thing that's happened here is I believe our radar feeds are behind just quite a few minutes here. It's about 5 or 6 minutes behind where I'm at. I think you might be the same. But I was getting ready to tell you about this rotation wrapping up here, built out into back behind this thing. And now that this radar data might be a little bit old, that makes it even more concerning that we're able to get this information out. Because we might see a tornado warning issue with that too. I can definitely see one being issue as I get these next scans. So our lead time is dropping because we can get this data faster. But hopefully with what data that we do have, we can get people, maybe out sheltered preventatively ahead of this thing here, Corridon in Indiana. So that's the area of concern for Brandon, Corridon, if this does continue to wrap up.
Thank you very much, Andy. This is the storm that we're talking about. Yeah, we're not getting radar updates as quickly as we normally do. So this could be doing something else right now, okay? And what this looks like is potentially the first stages of a new tornado trying to form up here. So just be ready around Fairdale, Georgetown, Lanesville, Corridon, Moberly, these areas in Indiana. There could be a tornado warning getting ready to come out. Even if there's not, there could be just a tornado trying to form up here, and we don't see that through the radar yet. So regardless, there's definitely some strong damaging winds, hail, dangerous storm. Get indoors and get ready to take shelter if you need to here, as there definitely is a tornado possible with this storm as it moves off to the south and to the east. So speaking of the forecast, I was, while Andy was talking, I was taking a brief look at the models, and we've got an interesting situation coming up. I don't know what to make of it necessarily, but show you what we got going on. The latest ACE-RRR model, now this is not the best one to use in this kind of situation, but it makes sense because we can show the composite reflectivity. It's easy to explain. What we see happening here, according to this most recent run, is pretty much all of the storms that we're currently seeing are expected to potentially die off as they kind of get choked on their own cloud debris here in central Kentucky. And then maybe, just maybe, we see some storms start to reform here right along the Ohio River once again, and then move back into central Kentucky between 7 and 10 p.m. tonight. If that was to happen, first of all, if that's the way that it goes, I don't think Nashville, for the NASCAR thing, I don't think they've got much of anything to worry about. Just keep an eye on those storms up near Bowling Green right now. But if that was to happen, that could pose a pretty significant threat for places like Louisville and Lexington once again tonight, all the way down through Bowling Green by midnight. So that's interesting. This is something that we'll have to definitely continue to watch. You can see there's a lot of favorable conditions out there right now for tornadoes, but just notice, according to this one model, those favorable conditions become more abundant actually as we approach 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m. until this kind of line of storms comes through and bunches up all of that energy as it moves off to the south. So very interesting to see, like, what we're looking at right now on radar very well might be round 1, and round 2 hasn't even on its face yet. So another reason for us to continue our live stream as long as possible, so that in the event that something like that does happen, we're going to be here when those storms start popping off. So this is not over. Even for places like Cincinnati, it's not over. For places like Louisville, it's not over. Of course, it's not over for places like Bowling Green tonight. We want you to stay hyper weather aware until this entire system moves through. And Andy, you got an update for us? Go ahead.
Brian, and to add one more to that, we just got that destructive severe thunderstorm warning that came through that includes all of the Little Rock Metro, and that is for 80-mile-an-hour winds in addition to golf ball size hail. So golf wind-driven hail is possible here
Chivoli. You guys on the southwestern side of Louisville, you got to take shelter. More importantly, and more immediately, Corydon, Corydon Junction, Crandall, Kings Store, Breckenridge, Lanesville, and New Middletown in Indiana. All you guys need to get to shelter right now is, I'd say the tornado sirens are going off across Louisville and all these areas right now. The reason for that is this big storm back here from further down. It's been rotating quite a bit, and it's expected to continue to do so as it moves down towards the Ohio River. And I really, I don't know if we've emphasized it enough. We started the stream off with a lot of action. There's a lot of new warnings, a lot of this, and a lot of that. Things have kind of slowed down a little bit, but I think that at least for some time here, as these storms get into Kentucky and as new storms try to form, we are going to see another resurgence of activity as the things start to ramp up again. So make sure you're not letting your guard down and you are still in the mode to take shelter immediately whenever these new warnings come out. Am I saying wrong now? Chivoli is Shively. Okay, my bad, guys. My bad. We're in my home state now. I can't even say the daggone names right. I believe Shively. I wouldn't even try. I would just sit back and make fun of it. You guys know what I'm talking about. Hopeless. They'll try to continue to say it right from now on. So yeah, if you're just now tuning in, our only tornado warning now is in effect. It does include Shively, it includes Elizabeth, Middletown, Lanesville, and Corydon. This is the area of concern, and if you notice, it actually doesn't look as concerning